So you just got some teeth pulled, and I know it's no fun. I'm currently on day 4 of having all 3 of my wisdom teeth pulled out, but there are a few ways to make it a little better. And today we're going to make some chocolate peanut butter milk, a protein pudding that can also double as Fudge Pops, and a bit of sweet potato and carrot mash that doesn't taste like baby food. So what if you really want a peanut butter cup? Well, you can't chew it, but if you hit it hard enough, it turns into a liquid. Okay, it's not quite that easy, but I'll show you how to make this chocolate peanut butter syrup that can go into milk, smoothies, and even be spread on some soft bread when you're able to chew. So first we're going to add our water to the pot, then we're going to add our cocoa powder and our peanut butter and also our sugar. Stir that around until it comes to a simmer, and then you can put that through a fine mesh sieve just to get any bits out and let it cool. Then it's ready for whatever you want. I just added it into this bottle with some milk and gave it a shake. Now make sure that you don't use a straw for a good while after you get your teeth pulled, because that can hurt the healing process and give you a dry socket, which is very painful. So just sip away and enjoy. Something I've been struggling with is finding a way to get protein from just soft foods. Well, I found a couple protein pudding recipes, and I've tweaked this one to my liking. It sounds strange, but we're making tofu pudding. I didn't want to make one with protein powder because I just feel like that's kind of gritty and it doesn't taste nice. But stick with me, this will not taste like tofu. And that's because tofu doesn't really taste like anything. It's just going to add a bit of structure and protein to our pudding. It's really simple. You're going to dump your tofu and almond milk into your blender and blend that till smooth. And then you can add in your powdered sugar and your melted chocolate. Now, most recipes I saw called for cocoa powder and some sort of liquid sweetener. I thought that the cocoa powder would leave the pudding a little gritty, so I opted for melted chocolate instead because I figured that the cocoa butter in the chocolate would give us a better texture. And then I used powdered sugar to give our pudding a little more body. Then you're going to add your vanilla and salt and blend that up again until smooth. We're just going to put this in a container and let it set in the fridge for about 20 minutes. Then you can serve it up. This pudding is very rich and it's going to taste a lot like whatever chocolate you use, so make sure that you use one that you like. But you can see that this has a great texture and an even better wobble. And if your gums are extra sore, you can freeze these into little Fudge Pops. I just filled up this ice cube tray and added a few toothpicks, and 4 hours later, they were good to go. Delicious, and you get a bit of protein in there as well. Now, last up is going to be our sweet potato and carrot mash. But I've got a plan to make sure that this does not taste like baby food. We'll start by peeling our veggies and cutting them into pieces. The size doesn't matter too much, just make sure the carrots are slightly smaller, as they do take a bit longer to soften. And then add those to some cold water and put them to boil until they're very tender. You should be able to easily pierce them with a fork. Then drain the water out and start mashing. I added my butter and my milk in at this point to ease the mashing process. And I also added the secret ingredient, which is roasted garlic. Now to make this, all you need to do is cut the top off of a head of garlic, drizzle a bit of olive oil on, wrap it in tin foil, and stick it in the oven for 40 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. And you can see that the cloves come out nice and squishy and they have a beautiful roasted nutty flavor. And they'll mash right into our sweet potatoes and carrots. So you're going to add that in and then mash all of this up very well, because we are going to put this through a sieve, and having big chunks in there would make that process more difficult. So after you got that all mashed, run it through your sieve. And I couldn't find my normal one, so I had to use this huge one. But then you're just going to salt and pepper it to taste, and you're ready to go. This mash is satisfying, and you get some veggies in there without having to feel like you're eating baby food. And I thought it was fitting to finish this video with my cat Toothless, because I am also toothless now. But if you like what I do here, feel free to subscribe, and thanks for watching. I just added it into this. I really can't talk like this. Oh my goodness.